Good morning, Denis. Fantastic to be here with you and to discuss with our members the Parramatta professionals and why it's so important that Parramatta professionals are successful for the future of our club.
It's a very important time in the club's history since it opened in 1959, and I was the CEO of the football club for 30 years and the CEO conjointly of the Leagues Club for 20 years. So it's reasonable to say that I know a real lot about running Leagues Clubs and football clubs. And I got involved with the people of the professionals just about 6 months ago, because I'd previously been involved with Para First and convened all the meetings, convened the agendas, and I've been disappointed, let's say, in the performance of the current board, and especially in regard to the fact that they've basically just got 4 of the 7 directors that the members voted for operating that club.
Well, let me just stop you there for a sec, Denis. As you know, I am a current director on the board with about a week or so to go to the AGM. Look, I would say from my point of view that we do need a better skill set on the board. We do need more professional people on the board. We do need more business people on the board. It's the only way our club's going to go forward.
Very much so, and that's what I saw myself, and I decided after resigning from the club and accepting a redundancy back in 2009 that...
Hold on, I read the newspaper, you were terminated.
No, I think that the articles of the club say that if you are terminated for misconduct, that you cannot nominate or stand for the board.
That's correct.
And I wasn't. My deed of release clearly states that I resigned and accepted a redundancy, which is most important.
And I have read your deed of release.
Yes.
And it's exactly as you say it is.
Yes.
There isn't any grounds for you not to be an eligible nominee, especially being 1, a life member, and 2, your administration skills are unmatched in the club's history.
Well, I think modestly that'd be correct. And anyway, we've looking at all sorts of legal pathways there, but at this stage, since we're so close to the elections, I'm here to say to the members of the club, let's support the Parramatta professionals. We've put a very good team together with those skill sets,
yes.
And they have said if they're successful in winning at least 4 of the 7 seats, that they'll be looking at yourself and myself to advise them on request from the board. Right. And with our combined vast experience, you'd like to think that we would be able to provide plenty of our experience to assist the club, therefore assist the members in both areas of the Leagues Club, and in my case in particular with the Parramatta NRL club.
And Denis, you know, you've been on a lot of boards, or you've served with boards, and I've worked with boards as well and consulted. A board of directors is a team of people that will debate a subject and come out with a professional, well-educated result. They don't necessarily have to all agree, but we want the best for our members. At the end of the day, directors are just members.
Oh, very much so.
They're only a director when there's a board meeting.
Yes.
Okay, someone's got to remember that.
Yeah, and that's what used to happen. And the 20 years there when I was CEO of the Leagues Club, and I was also president of the Leagues Club, which a lot of people don't realise, for 3 years in the 80s. So I know both sides of that story, but most members would remember going that when I was there in 2009 and before, that there wasn't any information coming out of the boardroom, and that's what we did. We didn't all agree. Some people used to think that everyone automatically agreed with me, or I had Ray Hadley talks about having a lever and the arms go up, but that wasn't the case. And we used to have robust discussion on various issues, which you should have in any business, and especially multi-million-dollar business where you're representing 40,000 members. And so that's what we did. But once the decision was made, and not all decisions went along with my recommendations, although most of them did, and so that's the way to operate a business.
Yeah, and on the subject of decisions, Denis, I think it's vitally important that our members understand that membership is a privilege, but however, taking someone's membership off them, there has to be special reasons to do that. There are people that wanted to stand for this election, and I think there is probably somewhere between 12 and 14 people that don't have their memberships at the moment. But I think that needs to be looked at by the new board. When the new board start, I think that everyone, including some of the past directors that have lost their membership from past boards for no good reason, okay, that needs to be looked at by the new board. And that's one of the ways we're going to have unity. We've got to stop having fights every 2 years when the elections come up. Our club is too important to have individual egos run the club.
Oh, no doubt about that. And if the Parramatta professionals are successful in gaining the majority of the board, or hopefully all of the board, that will happen. It will happen in terms of giving everyone a fair hearing, and that's the way to do it, to give everyone a fair hearing and then make a decision based on the facts, not based on assumptions or not on hearsay, but based on the facts. And I think that'll be for the betterment of the club. Yeah. And getting back to Parramatta professionals and the team that we've got an excellent team with the various skill sets. Not everyone's the same, but we've had vast experience in business and in clubs. And as far as rugby league is concerned, with two very knowledgeable guys there who have played the game or have been trainers, and indeed one of the trainers now on our team, Craig Catterick, is the trainer for the Australian Kangaroos.
Yes.
up in Brisbane, and another one of the players, former players, Mark Riddell, has a very senior job as a sales manager, and indeed is doing plenty of media work, which is terrific. So he's an all-rounder. He's just not a former player. He's got great skills and great intelligence.
Very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. Now he's actually, as I said, a fantastic bloke to listen with his ideas, how he wants to move forward. As I said before, I do enjoy the position that the Parramatta Professional Group has. It's not just those 7 guys that are standing up for the members, it's the group around us, and as I said, unity is a big thing. There are so many past players I've spoken to that want to be able to enjoy our club, to walk in, say hello to the staff, enjoy each other's company and not get in trouble for who they're speaking with.
Oh, very much so, and I've heard that directly from staff members that they're, at the moment the morale's down, and they keep saying, oh, I wish you were back here when the morale was terrific.
Well,
and that's one of the things with the group that we've got. Besides talking about licensed club experience, football experience, we've had great community experience, and Parramatta Leagues Club is just typical of, it's the biggest club in the area, and it's made up of all sorts of different ethnic groups, people of different religion, different ages, and there's, I think, just slightly more males than females. But we've got the fact that we've got on our ticket a former Lord Mayor of Parramatta City Council, who's been Parramatta all his life, a former deputy, that's Paul Barber, but a former deputy Lord Mayor in Cheng Lim, who's represented the people of the Parramatta Council area in a very positive manner, and very well accepted, and he's got the Chinese background, and we've got so many people with an Asian background or an Arabic background or an Indian background now, and the people that were on council are very much used to representing people of all different backgrounds and experiences and ages and genders and religions.
What about Dr. Johnson? What's he bring to the table?
Dr. Johnson's been involved with the Parramatta Club going back to early 80s, maybe even late 70s, a leading orthopaedic surgeon, especially in regard to sports injuries and particularly in rugby league, but he's also been a doctor for the Australian cricket team, a consulting orthopaedic surgeon for the Australian cricket team. He was on the board of the old of the Parramatta District Rugby League Club for about 20 years. He was also on the board of the Parramatta Leagues Club for, I think it was 6 or 8 years, leading up to 2009, when so many of the positions changed. So vitally interested in Parramatta. Has had his surgery there on the corner of Sorrel Street and Grove Street, Parramatta, walking distance from the Leagues Club, walking distance from the stadium.
Yes.
And so just brings a wealth of knowledge about rugby league, run his own successful business, dealt with other sports, in particular cricket, and he's dealt with a lot of other clubs in terms of the doctors getting together about providing more safety and better facilities for members.
And you would say, Denis, especially having the experience sitting around a boardroom table, to have someone like him give a professional opinion, it's going to be invaluable. Okay?
Oh, very much.
Now let me move on to some other candidates here. I know you're excited about young David Zeta. What does he bring to the table?
Well, David's very good. I think he's 30 years of age, so it's a representative of the younger members, and we've got thousands and thousands of younger members. Went to a great school in Parramatta, Maris, where so many of those boys, now men, have joined Parramatta Leagues Club and been lifetime supporters. Has Australian Lebanese background, where we've got so many of our members are there, and enjoys a great reputation overall, once again in the community. But as a young, qualified engineer, terrific value when we've got so many possible developments for the Leagues Club and on the football side of things with training venues. Got so many of them that are at the planning stage. I think he will be invaluable as an addition to the board.
I think you're right. It's a good balance with David's talents and the people from council that we have are very, very good. Now, that brings me on to Ray Weeby. There's a very experienced man in the Parramatta area. Okay, now Parramatta, through your past boards and yourself, invested in a lot of real estate. Okay, we have a great asset base there because of what your past boards did and yourself. What does Ray bring there with the real estate portfolio?
Excellent background. The fact that he's been around, he's been a sponsor, I think, for something like 20 years of the club. Very much a Parramatta identity. Got a prominent real estate agency in Victoria Road, just near the corner of Church Street in Parramatta. And in his involvement with running a business, he's been involved with many charities and giving money to them. But that knowledge of the real estate in Parramatta and wider area, it will be excellent for us, given that over the years that we were there, and I was the CEO, we built up quite a huge property portfolio for various reasons. It was interesting that the subsequent board came along and sold a lot of those to, I think, improve the cash flow, let's say, of the board. However, back to Ray. Ray just gives another balance and a different skill set of someone that's in Parramatta, working often 7 days a week in his real estate business, and he's got a young family as well that live in the area, and so it's just a wonderful combination of people, and let's call it a wonderful team that hopefully could come in as a team, just like you have the rugby league team. You've got to gel together, and you've got to have leaders, and you've got to project and tell the people what you can do and how you can perform, and that combination of skills. It's a combination of skills that makes up the
Denis,
professionals.
So important that when those boardroom doors open after a meeting, it was a board decision at all times.
Yes.
Everyone acts as a professional director. They do not speak outside the boardroom. They do not go and speak to media.
Yeah, definitely not. And that goes with everywhere. I've been on a lot of boards outside of Parramatta with NRL boards, Australian Rugby League boards, New South Wales Rugby League board, more recently at Sydney Olympic Park Authority, that has over $2 billion worth of assets, and I'm chairman of the Combat Sports Authority of New South Wales and Parramatta Park Trust, which is interesting. So all things that keep me involved in my base of being involved with licensed clubs, both rugby league and the actual licensed club itself, which still generates a large proportion of the money that supports rugby league.
Well, Denis, that's the end of our discussion. All I've got to say is go the Eagles.
Well, I'll say the same thing. Yes, and go the Parramatta Professionals.
Yes, well done.